Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is September 3rd, 2025, and João Amaral, the head of scouting, has officially made his first decision, and I'm going to tell you what it is. Also, Barcelona signed a new goalkeeper during the final moments of the summer transfer market. And finally, Barcelona have a special fitness plan for Dro. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin this video with the news that we have new developments in the Negreira case. Now, if you don't know by now, Barcelona have been involved in the Negreira case. Negreira is a former referee who Barcelona had hired as a consultant during the years, which he was also one of the many vice presidents of the committee of referees. So as a result of this, the prosecutor's office in Spain decided to open an investigation to see if there was any corruption, if Barcelona, were bribing refs through Negreira. Of course, 2 years into the investigation, there's been zero evidence that Barcelona influenced the competition, bribed any referees, or anything through Negreira. He was simply a consultant that produced reports through his company to Barcelona about referees, something that all first division clubs do. And as far as his position as vice president of the CTA, it was completely an honorary position where he didn't get paid, where he didn't have any power. So no, if your Madridista friends tell you, oh, Negreira, Negreira, well, there's been absolutely zero evidence of anything. Barcelona did not bribe refs. They didn't influence the competition. Their dominance during the Negreira years came strictly from, well, being a better team than Real Madrid and the rest of the teams in La Liga. But nonetheless, even though it's been 2 years with no evidence, the prosecutor's office have yet to close this case. Why? Well, you can imagine why. And now they want Jan Laporta, Ernesto Valverde, and also Luis Enrique to testify in the Negreira case. For what? I have no idea. Now, as you know, Bartomeu and Rosé were both scheduled to testify in a Negreira case previously, but their testimony got delayed. There was also a change in the judge that was overseeing the investigation. Now, both Bartomeu and Rosé will testify on September 18th, and we'll see when Laporta, Luis Enrique, and Ernesto Valverde will be scheduled to testify. And of course, I will be here to cover the testimony of all the parties involved. It looks like they just want to, keep digging and digging and digging, because since they can't find anything, well, might as well just keep delaying the case, right? Anyways, on to the next bit of news, because ladies and gentlemen, as I reported in a previous video, we do have a new head of scouting who's no other than João Amaral. He used to work previously at a club in Portugal called Rio Ave. He was the sporting director. He's a good friend of Deco. And once Barcelona's head of scouting, Araujo, decided to leave, Deco brought in João Amaral to work with him with the whole sporting department. And now João Amaral has made his first decision as the head of scouting, and that is that Barcelona will be present at the Under-20 World Cup. Now, the Under-20 World Cup will take place at the end of this month, and through October, it will take place in Chile, where the Under-20 international squads will compete to see who is the best. And João Amaral will be present during a competition to scout young talent, because as you know, Barcelona have now a new way of signing players. It's no longer like the Bartomeu years where it would just spend 100+ million euros on big stars. Instead, Barcelona are now more focused on identifying young emerging talent that don't cost much. That way, bring them to the club. If they end up working out, great. You just hit the jackpot, kind of like with Pedri. We spent 10 million, and now we have a 180 million euro midfielder, superstar. And if not, you can still sell them for profit, kind of like Mika Fai. So João Amaral, as part of this initiative of Barcelona to try to identify emerging talent, will be present at the Under-20 World Cup in Chile to see if we can discover our next Pedri. Now, on to the next bit of news, because Barcelona managed another signing during the final hours of the summer transfer market, and it was no other than Emilio Bernal. Now, Emilio Bernal is a 25-year-old goalkeeper who was playing at CD Teruel. His contract expired, so Barcelona were able to snag him up as a free agent, and they have given him a 1-year contract until 2026, where he will be playing with Barca Athletic. Now, as you know, Barca Athletic is mostly young players, so Barcelona decided to bring Emilio Bernal, who's 25 years old, to kind of bring more experience and maturity to the group. Plus, he has plenty of experience in lower divisions. He played 28 matches in Primera Federación, 33 in Segunda Federación, and 25 in the former Segunda B. So this is a guy who has plenty of experience. The Barcelona have decided to sign him as a free agent for Barça Athletic to bring more maturity and experience to the goalkeeping position, where he will be sharing it with Diego Cochen, who of course is also part of the first team. So a lot of times he's not going to be available for Barça Athletic. So, this is when Emilio Bernal can step in. And also there's other two goalkeepers, Eder Aller and of course Eldar Tarizada, who are all going to be competing for the goalkeeping position. Anyways, on to the next bit of news, and you might have heard of this news, but during the final hours of the summer transfer market, Barcelona were able to reach an agreement with Elche for the transfer of Hector Fort on a one-season loan. As you know, Barcelona were looking for an exit solution for Hector Fort, given that he's not going to be getting the minutes that he needs. He's 19 years old. At this age, he needs to be playing so he can grow and develop. And if you don't play at that age, you can end up stagnating and plateauing. So Barcelona did not want that to happen to Hector Fort. So of course they were looking for an exit solution now that Hector Fort wasn't going to be getting minutes under Flick, since Flick now counts on Jules Koundé and Eric Garcia as his two right backs. And of course, given the potential of Hector Fort, Deco did not want to offload him on a permanent transfer. He was looking for a loan. It looked like Mallorca would be the likeliest option, but that deal ended up collapsing, and then Elche stepped in during the final moments and ended up taking Hector Fort on loan, where the Barcelona academy player will be joining Iñaki Peña. Iñaki Peña, who's also on loan with Elche. So, of course, I wish Hector Fort plenty of luck and success. Hopefully, he'll get the minutes that he needs to continue growing, developing, and living up to his potential. And we'll see next summer whether he has what it takes to win a spot on the first team. Now, speaking of Hector Fort, his departure has allowed Barcelona to register no other than Marc Bernal, and that's a screenshot from La Liga's website. So it is official. Barcelona were able to register Marc Bernal in the place of Hector Fort as a first-team player, where Marc Bernal will wear the number 22 kit, the kit that was previously worn by Ilkay Gundogan and, of course, Rafinha before he became Coutinho. Now, Marc Bernal is still at an appropriate age where he could still be registered with Barca Athletic and play with the first team. So there was absolutely no need for Barcelona to do this. But Barcelona did this in order to show Marc Bernal that they have absolutely full faith in him. They have full faith in him. They believe in his potential. They believe that he is the next best thing to come out of the academy. He's Lamine Yamal of the midfield. They believe that he's going to be, Barcelona's next Busquets. So this was a way to show the player, like, hey, we have full faith in you. And even though we don't need to register you with the first team, we have, because we fully believe in you. Now, Marc Bernal does have a contract until 2026 with Barcelona. But of course, Barcelona are currently working on renewing him until 2029 because, again, the club have full faith in the potential that Marc Bernal has. Now, we will end today's video with yet another player who has plenty of potential, and that is Dro, because it's been revealed that Barcelona have come up with a specific fitness plan for Dro. Now, as you know, Dro was called up to the preseason. He impressed Hansi Flick, so he ended up taking him to the preseason tour in Asia, where he impressed Flick even more, and now Flick wants Dro as part of the first team. But of course, given that, Dro's making that big jump to first division, a lot of these players are not ready physically to withstand the demands of first division. So instead, Flick and his staff have come up with a specific fitness plan so Dro can, become stronger. It can withstand the demands of first division, also so he won't have any muscle problems and try to avoid injuries as much as possible. And this just goes to show how much Flick has faith in Dro, where, again, they've already come up with a specific fitness plan. The same fitness plan, by the way, that Lamine Yamal underwent, and which has helped Lamine Yamal now kind of reach a higher level of performance. Also, it's the plan that's been given to Jofre Torrents, and it's the plan that Marc Bernal underwent all of last season while he was injured. So definitely good news on that front, and I gotta say, I cannot wait to see Dro and Marc Bernal in action. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. We'll be uploading another video later on, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.